What if you are the chapter he never saw coming, the shift that rewrites his entire story, the kind of woman who doesn't just enter his life, but changes it forever, not with chaos, not with begging, but with presence, with energy so rare it makes him question everything he thought he wanted, because deep down he has met many. But you are the one he remembers, the one he can't unsee, the one who doesn't try to fit in his life. You redefine it. A man's life shifts the moment he meets a woman who knows who she is. Not a woman who pleads to be seen, but a woman who walks into a room and is felt before she's heard. A woman who carries peace like perfume, who doesn't chase love but attracts it. Not because of what she wears or what she says, but because of the energy that moves with her, like the quiet power of a storm before it breaks. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." But today, I say this to you, waste no more time waiting to be chosen. Be the woman he never recovers from, the one who doesn't adjust herself to be wanted, the one who leaves such an imprint on his soul that no other presence feels quite the same. Think of a garden blooming in the middle of a desert. Not loud, not desperate, but undeniable. That's you, the kind of woman who brings light to his darkest thoughts, who sees his broken pieces and still chooses not to fix him, but to awaken him. The woman who shows him what real connection feels like, the kind he didn't know he needed, until he felt it with you. But this power, it doesn't come from being perfect. It doesn't come from chasing love or proving your worth. It comes from knowing that your love is not just a gift, it's a force. And when you love from that place, everything around you shifts. His heart, his habits, his future. This is the moment where you stop shrinking, stop waiting. This is where you step into your truth. Not as a woman who hopes to be enough, but as a woman who already is. Because, lovely soul, this journey, it's not about being chosen. It's about remembering who you are. And who you are is the queen who changes everything. If these words touched something deep inside you, if they reminded you of the power you've been carrying all along, then show some love. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard, with heart and soul, to bring you content that speaks to your truth, your strength, and your journey. You deserve more than ordinary. You deserve to reign. Number 1. Be the calm in his chaos and the storm in his silence. What if the moment you walked into his life, everything shifted? Not with loud words or grand gestures, but with the way your presence settled the storm in his mind and stirred something deeper in his soul. What if you didn't just show up? You arrived. Not to be his escape, but to be the woman who brings calm to his chaos and becomes the storm he never saw coming in his silence. There are times in life when a man doesn't realize what he's missing until it stands right in front of him. He's been surrounded by noise, distractions, expectations, pressures, and then you. You don't rush, you don't force, you just are. And suddenly his chaos doesn't feel so loud anymore. You become the quiet that makes him think, the calm that makes him feel, and the energy that makes him wonder how he ever lived without it. Seneca once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." And sometimes you are the trial that awakens him, not the kind that destroys, but the kind that transforms. You don't bring drama, you bring depth. And when he meets a woman like you, a woman who doesn't just understand his darkness, but still stands strong in it, that's when everything changes. Think of a lighthouse. It doesn't chase ships. It doesn't scream to be seen. It simply stands tall, steady, lighting the way in the storm. That's you. You don't force him to choose you. You simply let your presence guide him out of his own confusion. But here's what makes you different. You are also the storm. You shake his silence, stir his soul, and wake up the parts of him that have been asleep for far too long. Beautiful woman, you are not just walking into his life, you are altering the rhythm of it. You are not another chapter, you are the turning point. And once he feels your kind of love, your kind of peace, your kind of fire, he cannot unfeel it. Let this be the moment you stop questioning your power. Stand in it, own it. You don't have to raise your voice to be unforgettable. You are the calm, you are the storm, and no man will ever be the same once he's felt both. Affirm this in the comments, queens. I am his calm and his storm. Write it now. Let the world know you're stepping into the power you were always meant to live in. And if this message lit something inside you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're here, building a space for women like you. Women who don't just show up, they reign. Number 2. Show him what it means to be seen, completely, without fixing, without fear. Have you ever looked into his eyes and felt like he was right there, but also miles away? Like he heard your words, but never truly listened. Like he held your hand, but never held your heart. It's a strange kind of loneliness, isn't it? Being close to him, but feeling invisible. And yet, you stayed, you gave, you loved. But now it's time to become the woman who walks into his life and shows him something he has never known before, what it truly means to be seen. Not judged, not fixed, not changed, seen, completely, with no fear. He may have met women who tried to mold him, control him, or make him more. But you come with something different, something he never saw coming. You come with understanding, not pressure. You don't love the mask, you love what's underneath. And for the first time, he feels safe enough to take it off. Seneca once said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." And that's what you bring into his life, the good. The kind of woman who makes every hour feel like meaning. You don't need to demand his attention. Your presence speaks loud enough. You see the brokenness in him, and instead of walking away, you stay. Not to heal him, but to remind him he can heal himself. Imagine a mirror that doesn't distort, doesn't criticize, doesn't lie. A mirror that reflects him exactly as he is, flaws, fears, and fire, and still stays clear. That's you, the woman who reflects back his truth and still chooses him in it. And when a man is seen that deeply, he changes, he grows, not because you told him to, but because you gave him something real. And that's where the shift begins. When you stop trying to be enough and start being true. That's when you stop feeling invisible. That's when he starts feeling everything. You are not just another moment in his life. You are the mirror that wakes him up. And lovely woman, this is the beginning of something bigger. This is the path of the queen, the woman who walks with grace, not fear. The one who holds space for him without losing herself in the process. You don't fix him, you free him just by being you. Write this in the comments and claim it. I see him without fear. I love without fixing. Let this be your power. Let this be your reign. We are working hard to bring you lessons that don't just inspire, but transform. Because you were never here to be invisible. You were born to be unforgettable. Number 3. Be the woman who doesn't fit into his life. You elevate it. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you didn't belong? Not because you weren't enough, but because the room wasn't built for someone like you. Now imagine walking into a man's life, not to fit into the space he already built, but to rebuild the walls with gold, to raise the ceiling, to shift the whole atmosphere. That is what it means to be the woman who doesn't just fit in, but elevates everything. He may have met many before you. Maybe he's used to being the center. Maybe he's never had to grow. But when you arrive with your standards, your grace, your depth, he begins to feel the difference. You do not blend in. You do not shrink to match his pace. You bring light where he never noticed darkness. You open doors he never thought to walk through. You challenge him, not to break him, but to build him. And suddenly, the life he was fine with no longer feels enough. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them. And you are the star that enters his sky and makes him realize how dim it's been. He doesn't need another woman who mirrors his past. He needs the woman who holds a mirror up to his future. And that woman is you." Think of a lighthouse. It doesn't move, it doesn't follow the ship, it stands tall, its light is steady, and the ships that are meant to find their way, they will. That's what you are. Not another storm he survives, but the light that helps him change course. You are not here to fit into a life built in fear or comfort. You are here to expand it, to lift it, to make him want to become more. Beautiful woman, this isn't about being chosen, it's about being unforgettable. It's about walking with so much power and peace that when he meets you, he is never the same again. You do not need to beg to be loved. You do not need to shrink to be held. You are the standard, and when you realize that, he will either rise to meet you or step aside, and either way, you rise. So lovely soul, repeat this with me and write it in the comments. I do not fit in, I elevate. Say it, claim it, live it. Let it echo so loud that no man forgets what it felt like when you walked in. We are here for you, queens, building truth, building strength, and reminding you every day, you were never meant to blend in, you were meant to reign. Number 4. Touch his soul before you ever touch his body. What if the part of you he falls for has nothing to do with your body? What if it's your voice that calms his storms, your silence that speaks louder than any touch, your soul that wakes something in him he didn't know was asleep? He has seen beauty before. He has held hands, shared laughs, whispered promises. But he hasn't met you, the woman who doesn't just catch his eye. She reaches his core. You don't walk into his life looking to be desired. You walk in ready to be felt. And that kind of woman, she's unforgettable. There's a fire in your heart that doesn't burn for attention. It burns to connect, to understand, to bring something real. Because you know this truth. If he's only touched your body but never touched your soul, then he never really had you. And if you've touched his soul before you ever touched his skin, then no matter where life takes him, part of him will always belong to you. As Rumi said, don't seek love, be love. You are not trying to be chosen. You are becoming the kind of woman no man forgets, because your power isn't in what's seen, it's in what's felt, in how you hold space, in how you listen, in how you stay true to yourself, even when your heart is open. Imagine this. A candle in the dark doesn't scream for attention. It simply glows, quietly, warmly, and everything around it begins to shift. That's the kind of energy that changes a man, not forcefully, but deeply. When you walk into his world with depth, with truth, with heart, you light up parts of him he didn't know were cold. And beautiful woman, if he can't see the treasure of your soul before he reaches for your body, then he was never meant to hold you at all. You don't chase, you don't prove, you don't shrink, because the moment you start living from your center, you become the woman who enters his life and leaves a mark no one else can replace. Dear lady, he may have been drawn to many, but you are the shift. You are the soul he never saw coming. You are the woman who turns silence into presence and presence into power. Affirm this in the comments, queens. My soul is unforgettable. Write it, claim it, feel it. And if this message awakened something in you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, working hard to bring you powerful, life-changing truths. Because you were never meant to be desired. You were meant to redefine desire. Now is your time to rise. Number 5. Be the mirror that reflects who he could become, not who he's been. Have you ever looked into a mirror and seen more than just your reflection? What if you are that mirror for him? Not to remind him of who he used to be, but to show him everything he could become. Some women walk into a man's life and repeat the story he's already living. But you are not here to echo his past. You are here to awaken his future. You are not the woman who feeds his ego. You are the woman who speaks to his soul. And that's where everything begins to change. Right now, he may not even know how much he needs you. He may be stuck in old patterns, chasing empty things, wearing masks. But the moment he meets a woman who sees through the noise, the games, the walls, everything inside him starts to shift. Not because you demand it, but because you reflect something he hasn't seen in a long time, who he could be. Epictetus once said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." But some men don't yet know who they are until a woman like you enters. A woman who does not fix him, but believes in what's buried deep inside him. A woman who makes him feel safe enough to grow, not for her approval, but for his own transformation. Think of a flame trapped inside a lantern. It flickers, dimmed by layers of dust and glass. Then suddenly, someone wipes it clean, and that flame burns brighter than ever. That's what you do. You don't force the light. You simply remind it it's there. But this kind of woman, she doesn't show up by accident. She becomes. She rises from her own pain, her own silence, her own rebuilding. And when she finally walks into his world, she doesn't ask to be noticed. She simply is. And from that moment on, nothing about his life feels the same. Dear lady, you are not here to heal a broken man. You are here to inspire him to rise. You are not a chapter. You are the plot twist. You are the mirror that shows him what greatness could look like, with you beside him. So stop waiting. Stop wondering if you're too much. You are exactly the kind of woman who changes everything. Write this in the comments and claim it. I reflect the man he could become. Queens, let this truth settle in your heart. If this message spoke to the fire within you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here building a space for powerful women like you, because you were never meant to blend in. You were born to reign. Number 6. Don't beg to be in his world. Make your presence so unforgettable that he prays you stay. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the air shift? Not because you were loud, not because you demanded attention, but because your presence carried something different, something unforgettable. That is exactly the kind of woman who doesn't beg to be in his world, because her energy makes him pray she never leaves it. He's used to being chased. He's used to women trying to prove they're enough. But you're not here to prove anything. You're here to become everything he didn't even know he needed, until you showed up. You don't fight for space in his life. You take up space without apology. Because when a woman knows her worth, her presence alone becomes powerful enough to change a man's direction. There's a quote that says, "A candle does not beg the darkness to go away. It simply shines." That's who you are. You don't have to convince him to see you. You just have to be you. The woman who walks with quiet fire, who doesn't try to fit in, but makes him rethink everything he thought he wanted. When your presence feels like peace, like fire, like home, he won't be able to forget it. He'll feel it in your silence. He'll remember it in your absence. He'll crave it in every other connection that falls flat. Imagine perfume, how it lingers, how even after the person is gone, it stays in the air, reminding everyone that something beautiful was just there. That's your presence. He may not understand it at first. He may not even know why he's thinking about you, but he will, again and again, because women like you don't fade away. You imprint. But let's be clear. This isn't about him choosing you. This is about you choosing yourself first. You are not asking to be kept. You are becoming the kind of woman no man wants to lose. That's how you change everything. Not with noise, but with energy, with confidence, with silence so loud it echoes in his soul. Dear woman, stop trying to fit into his story. You were born to write your own. And when you do that, something powerful happens. You don't just enter his life, you transform it. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My presence speaks louder than words. We're working hard to bring you real, raw, life-changing lessons. Because queens don't beg. Queens reign. Number 7. Be the peace he never knew he needed, and the fire he'll never forget. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to be the woman who doesn't just walk into his life, but transforms it completely? Not with noise, not with drama, but with something far more powerful. A presence that softens him and sets him on fire all at once. A love that soothes his chaos and challenges his comfort. A connection so deep he'll never forget it, even if he tries. At first, he might not even understand what's happening. He may have met many before you, some loud, some temporary, some exciting for the moment. But when you show up, things feel different. There's a calm in you that reaches him where no one else has. And there's a fire in you that pushes him to become more than he's ever been. You don't demand change, you inspire it. As Rumi once said, the wound is the place where the light enters you, and that's exactly what you become to him, the light. You're not just another woman, you're the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter where love feels safe but never dull, where he finds rest in your peace and purpose in your fire. Imagine a candle in a dark room. It doesn't scream for attention, it just shines, quietly, steadily. It brings warmth and light. But if you get too close, it burns. That's who you are when you step fully into your truth. The balance between comfort and challenge. You don't lose yourself to keep him. You remind him of the man he wants to be. Because you didn't come to blend in, you came to awaken something inside him. And now, beautiful soul, it's time to stop doubting, stop shrinking, stop asking if you're too much, because what you carry, it's not too much. It's exactly what he never knew he needed. You are not the woman he forgets. You are the one he remembers when the room is quiet, when the world feels heavy, when he realizes real love doesn't always arrive loud. It arrives right on time, in the form of a woman like you. You are the peace he never saw coming, and the fire that leaves a mark. Step into it now. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am his peace and his fire. Queens, if this message spoke to your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working with love and fire to bring you real, raw and powerful truths, because you were never just meant to be remembered. You were meant to reign.